Still talking Nollywood, the story of love, crime, greed, and survival, titled Arinfesesi, also arrives to Nigerian big screens over the weekend. The lead cast, Sean Fakwa, and director producer Babatunde Akinayajo shares the filmmaking experience, especially details of getting Fakwa to speak in Yoruba for the first time. Take a listen.
Nollywood actor Sean Fakwa joins director and producer Babatunde Akinayajo at the premiere screening of the new movie Arinfesesi, which loosely translates being in the wrong place at a particular time. They take pictures and interact with fans and movie buffs who have come to be first in line to watch the romantic thriller movie. Fakwa, whose profile in the industry continues to rise from his dexterous screen interpretation, takes on roles that for the first time require him to speak in Yoruba language, and he confesses some of the challenges of learning a new language rapidly to fit into a character.
Did I bite my tongue? I think I did, but not on screen. All the biting was behind the camera, right? So that we, put up a very worthy performance on screen. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's my first major Yoruba, attempt. I'll put it that way. Even if it's also largely an English film, but I mean it was set in a, the plot is set in Yoruba setting, has a Yoruba setting as well. And of course the nuances that comes with that, try to make it as believable as possible, right? And I love those kind of challenges, you know what I mean? And also the fact that the film is not one that you can predict, the story itself, if you know what I mean. So I'm just looking forward to how people will receive it.
The movie, which also features rising actress Bolaji Ogumola, Akin Lewis, and some others, follows the story of a couple's misery when they accidentally get into a mix of some banditry activities happening in a remote part of southwest Nigeria. This somehow mirrors the insecurity challenges in some parts of the country. Director and producer Babatunde explains that he hopes that the movie shows to its viewers that sometimes the cause of insecurity in the country is not linked to religious and ethnic intolerance, but has resulted in some bad, powerful individuals trying to destabilize the society.
Now move! If you tell me the truth, you guys go scot-free. All I'm here for is my diamond!
The idea came from inside of me when I just looked at what is happening in my society. And then I realized that a lot of things happen, and we think they are just, some of them are either natural or some of them are caused by some things. But a lot of times they are artificial problems happening around us. And so I thought about it that if these things keep happening, we need to make awareness. We need to let people realize that every Nigerian needs to have, we have a responsibility to play. And so I thought, okay, this movie can portray what is happening in our society. So Arinfesesi portrays is a portrayal of what is happening in Nigeria at the moment. It pictures what is happening in our society, how people get trapped, how people get into trouble, how people get into all this disaster we have around Nigeria, bomb blast, people killing other people and so many other things like that. And then we feel that, some of these things happen because of ethnocentric issues, they're happening because of religious issues. Some of them do, a lot of them don't happen because of that. Some of them happen because some people are somewhere who are probably greedy, and then the effect of their own character, has a very negative ripple effect on our society. And that's where the idea came from. And then we wrote the story, and then the story is out there to give that awareness.
We live in a very dangerous society, right? You don't know what's going to happen next. Like people say, Nigeria will happen to you, and that's not a very good thing. Even if it should be a good thing when the nation happens to you, right? In terms of the nuance of the word, but that's not a good thing in these times. And so I think that has to change, and so making films like this, just bringing awareness to, the sort of vices, that we have to deal with as a nation. And it doesn't matter where you live, actually, Some people say it's worse in this state. It's everywhere, You know, there's no monopoly of evil, if you know what I mean, as it is. You know, we're very expectant that the new government, you know, coming in will address a lot of these issues and matters. Yeah.
Arinfesesi provides a few action sequences, and the director explains why creating an action sequence is still a turf Nollywood filmmakers struggle with.
That was a very difficult one. In fact, it was one of the most challenging things, because I would even say, personally, I'm a director and I'm always been truthful to myself because I always want to get better every day. Where we did our best, but of course we can do better. But so when we're creating those action sequences so that we can depict some of the stories very well and people can feel the pain, you know, of the people, I mean the characters in the story, we had a lot of challenges. We had to even waste some hours, waste some days. We had to call people to train some people, try to get some of these weapons to look exactly like the real weapons and all that. It cost, I mean, it took a lot of money, it took a lot of time, it took a lot of having to break and even come back, because at some point we shot for like a week at some point. Then we took a break and came back the following month to take that particular scene because we didn't get it right the first time. So it was quite challenging.
To stay in Jesus' name. Arela la girigiri. Arela la girigiri. Ogini edalaka.